things I'm going to train you today, they're principles that not only you can apply at work, you can apply it in your personal life, you can apply it with your children, you can apply it to build your character, to build your business, to build your legacy. It doesn't discriminate. That's why I love principles. They don't care about your background. They don't care about your gender. They don't care about your age. They don't care about your past. They don't care about your history. They don't even care about what you currently have. Principles apply to everyone all the time. Like gravity. I don't believe in gravity, Sandra. Well, gravity believes in you if you jump off the building. And you're going to learn gravity really, really fast. And when you understand the principles and you understand that there's other principles that can complement principles and that principles are neutral, it actually puts you in a position to win. Like flying an airplane. Wait a minute. I thought you said gravity pulls you down. Yes, but there's other principles that you can apply with the principle that seems to be holding you down, like lift and thrust. This is another principle. Lift and thrust is how the Wright brothers got airplanes to fly, right? And when you communicate and when you learn principles, you'll be able to relate to not only yourself better, but to everyone around you. So my feelings follow my focus. So the other thing that I share in my book is the success formula. The success formula is so simple. My children understand it in elementary school. Focus plus practice equals outcome. Whatever you focus on is what's going to function and flow in you. You don't believe me? Remember last time you were in the bathroom and you found yourself with your vein busting out your neck, cussing someone out that was not there, but you remember what they said to you in 3rd grade, what that guy did to you on the road last week? They're not even there. Because you were focusing on the past, because you were focusing on the negative, now you're brushing your teeth with a vein busting out of your neck, cussing and screaming, threatening someone that's not even there. That's why it's vital that we don't focus on the past. What percentage, and I want you to show me with your fingers, what percentage of the past can you change and control? 0. That's how much focus you should give to your past. Now, I'm not telling you not to be aware of your past. I'm not telling you to not face and fix the facts. In fact, I'm telling you the opposite. To best face and fix the facts, you need to be sober and aware to what's around you. But there's a difference between awareness and focus. I used to be a band nerd. I was the band captain in my school. I know, I seem very cool right now. But in high school, I was the band captain. And what they taught me in marching band was to use my peripheral vision, to use my awareness and still focus on playing an instrument, on how to stay in alignment with my peers, making different shapes on the ground while marching. We as a human being are incredible species. Like we can do so many things at once. We're so multi-layered and multifaceted that if you learn how to focus and if you train your focus is what's driving your feelings. Guess what drives your focus? The internal conversations on the inside of you. Questions on the inside of you determines your focus. I hope you guys are writing this down because that just changed your life right there. Your focus is what is going to function and flow through you. I just proved that to you when you're in the bathroom yelling at someone that's not even there by simply focusing on the past, focusing on what they did or what they didn't do, focusing on things that you have 0 control over. And when you focus on things that are positive, that are good, that are just, guess what happens? It stirs up those same feelings. So that's why it's important that you train your focus. And what you do, quality focus determines your practice, which is the second part of the formula, and that equals your outcome. A shady focus is going to produce a shady practice and is going to produce a shady outcome. A laser focus produces a more quality practice or a strategic execution produces a more quality outcome. Success leaves tracks. Success leaves patterns. And it's important that you're aware of that. Now, the question is, can I be stress-free? So stress, again, is negative pressure. I want to show you how to eliminate negative pressure. I want to show you that pressure, you can never be away from pressure. Time is a type of pressure. We are all trapped in the in-between time. And it is vital and it's important that you train your brain, you train yourself how to manage your time properly. Do you want a promotion in your job? Be the best. Focus on the best. Exercise the best. And the best outcome will be produced. Now, the definition of stress is the reactions people have to excessive pressures or other types of demand placed upon them. It arises when they worry that they can't cope. Again, it's about pressure points, guys. What is stress? Stress is the wear and tear our minds and bodies experience as we attempt to cope with our continually changing environment. Change is the only thing that's constant. Change is not going away. Train your brain to be great at change. That will give you the edge as a leader, to be resilient, to be adjustable and adaptable. Again, the formula of stress. When the resource is less than the pressure. Pressure is unavoidable. Change is unavoidable. Okay? We are all on this planet Earth on a timeline that's eventually going to hit a deadline. No one can deny that we all must die, right? But stress occurs when the pressure is greater than the resource. That's why it's important that you build yourself up as a resource. Plug into a source that has a greater charge than you, a leader, a mentor, a boss that you see that are in a different level of power, influence, impact, and authority. That will charge you up. Plug into positive things that will charge you up as a resource, right? So when pressure shows up, not if, but when, you will be prepared. You will be in a position to produce the best that comes out of you. So here are the symptoms and things that affect you from stress. It affects your mind, your emotions, your body, your behavior. It affects your money. It affects your relationships. Stress feelings are like worries, tense, tired, frightened, elated, depressed, anxious, anger. I realize that the external stressors, I can't not always control. It's not about what you can't control. What can you control, right? Sometimes we're in a social interaction or organization, a daily hassle that not necessarily can we avoid. But we can, before we go into those situations, when we wake up in the morning, build ourselves up in a position to be the strongest cup that's overflowing with peace and joy and love. So when someone does make a withdrawal, right? When pressure does show up, that withdrawal doesn't drain you. They're getting your overflow. They're getting what you've already poured into you. External pressures again. There's physical environment issues, social interaction, organization. These things cause pressure. These things aren't things you necessarily can control. But again, what can you control? So there is a pulling and pushing towards success, right? There's the vertical and then there's the horizontal, right? There's the, where I have all these relationships that I need to manage, right? That's requiring me to develop and mature. And then I also have all of these responsibilities, these tasks of doing that I have to do. So I have those relationships and I have responsibilities, right? You have both. And when you can get these two to touch and agree, you'll go in an upright direction, all right? Everyone is in a relationship, whether you're just in a relationship with yourself or your relationship with other people, whether your relationship with your coworkers. And the mortars are messy. Humans are a sophisticated equation. We can't change humans. How? And you know how you know it's difficult to change others and you can't change them? How difficult is it to change you? How many times have you said, I'm going to change this about me, right? But don't worry. Later on, I'm going to show you how you can help discipline and train yourself to change the areas that are self-sabotaging, and you can be the hero in your success story. So look at these benefits. Positive pressure provides a sense of urgency and alertness needed for survival when confronting threatening situations. It also stirs up motivation, sober, sharp, keen awareness, providing the stimulation to cope with challenging situations. Exhaustion. Come on, this is something that we can't avoid, but we can train ourselves to have more energy levels, right? We can wake up a little bit earlier than our children and our spouses, and we can invest in ourselves a little bit, right? We can prepare ourselves for what's about to happen in the day by journaling, by saying daily affirmations. My children and I, before we go to school, we do daily affirmations. We declare and decree today's gonna be a great day. And we tell what our day is gonna do. We tell ourselves who we are before the day starts. Before they walk into that school building, they already know who they are, they already know what they want, and they already know what they're gonna do is gonna impact people in a positive way. To me, that's the definition of success. Loving who you are, loving what you do, and loving how it's impacting others. So there's physical symptoms. These are the symptoms that you're probably feeling and you probably didn't even know. It was coming from stress. It was coming from you not investing in yourself properly, not exercising enough to build your power source, fill your cup up. And these issues have been happening to you and you're like, I just suffer from OLD. Sometimes it's not OLD, guys. My mentor is 80 years old and he is more nimble and has more energy than me, which is scary. And he's intentional about his life. He's intentional with what he invests in himself. He invests the best in him. And I'm learning so much from him just by seeing an 80-year-old man and his beautiful wife and how in great shape they are, how sharp they are. We want to blame age and everything else, right? When we can really get our power back by embracing our portion, embracing our potential, embracing what we can do instead of what we cannot do. So these external stresses can expand, right? These things can not only can stress cause these things, but these things will cause more stress, right? It's like, you know how time is going in a certain direction, there's a clockwise direction. There's also a counterclockwise direction that you can go the wrong way, and making bad focus and bad choices is taking you in the wrong direction, right? And it can cause, I call it fixing a problem with a problem. It can take you from a little problem that could have easily been resolved by you waking up early and investing in yourself, making positive affirmations, investing in yourself by drinking a little bit of warm tea or listening to some relaxing music, by journaling out your day and speaking life in yourself. And then what happens is you neglect yourself, you put yourself in a low level, you wake up, the kids make a withdrawal, your spouse make a withdrawal, your boss make a withdrawal. By the end of the day, you're so negative, right? If your cup is at ground zero, the next person that makes a withdrawal, they're gonna get it, right? So there's these mental symptoms that you see where lack of concentration, lack of memory. So here's the cool thing, right? The solutions to stress is the same solutions to success. It just depends on the quantity and the quality of how much you're gonna focus and practice these solutions. Do you understand what I just said? If you fill your cup with just 30% of the strategy I'm going to share with you, yes, you won't be stressed or as stressed, but why not go ahead and fill it up from 30 to 60 to 100 till your cup is so abundant, no matter where you go, people can feel. They can feel your love and your joy and your peace, right? Why stop at just filling your cup, investing yourself at the minimum? Why not invest in yourself until you get more than enough so you can share with others, right? To leave a legacy. So here's behavioral symptoms. Appetite changes, eating disorders. I mean, increased intake and alcohol, other drugs. So every Monday I do these free trainings at this recovery beach rehab because I used to be addicted to a lot of issues. I used to be, and I describe addiction as spiritual slavery. It's when a behavior convinces you're no longer in control. It's your boss. It tells you when to eat or when to sleep. It tells you when you can be happy. It tells you when you can be normal. So Mondays now, I've been 10 years dry and clean and really grateful for that. And I get to go in and invest and other people to make their cup run over. Because I've tapped into something that keeps me in more than enough. I've tapped into something that I can go into a bar and I can hang out with my drinking friends. And it doesn't affect me. It's not even a temptation. There's zero desire because I'm already full and satisfied on something else, right? And I don't see anything wrong with alcohol. Don't get it twisted. It was my kryptonite, right? Everybody has their kryptonite and their dynamite, the thing that makes you great and the thing that is a self-sabotaging agent that is taking you in the wrong direction. And everyone's different. So we can't judge each other on what someone else is doing. I don't know. You might be a Ferrari and I might just be a pickup truck. Pickup trucks are great. Don't get me wrong, okay? but my point is, my vehicle may need different type of fuel than yours. So I can't judge you based on what you're putting in your system, right? Maybe you need a little. My buddy yesterday told me, hey, boil a little whiskey, Sandra, you'll get your voice back. I was like, thanks, man, appreciate that. I said, I'm sure it's because I talk too much, right? I just need to shut up a little bit and my voice will come back, right? But, I just love him, because that's the solution for him. And your solution may be different. So today I'm going to just share some ideas, what works for me, right? My success principles, my core values on what works for me. You need to cultivate and create your own, right? We are all different. So here's some emotional symptoms, right? And this is something that you're struggling with. Guys, there's hope. Just because you're here doesn't mean you have to be here. We're free will agents. We have choice. We can move from point A to point B. There's always another level, whether towards success or towards problems and challenges, right? There's always another level. So we have these emotional symptoms and we can blame, I got it from my dad. I got it from my mom. I got it from whatever. We can play this blame game, but no one wins the blame game, guys. I'm sorry they did that to you. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and apologize to everyone here right now. Your parents brought me here to apologize to you. I stand here on behalf of your parents and your boss and all of your exes. And I stand here and I apologize. I'm sorry that I was not enough. I'm sorry I could only give you what I had. I'm sorry that I may not have been the best. I may have just been unskilled. I want to apologize to you. And I want you to shake your head up and down if you forgive me. Do you forgive me? Please forgive me. Because as you forgive me, you're filling your cup. As you forgive me, you're going to be in a position to forgive others. We can only give what we have, right? If you don't have forgiveness inside of you, if you don't forgive yourself, how are you going to give something to someone else that you don't even have for yourself? Does that make sense? Stress responses. You guys heard this before. Fight, flight, freeze, right? One's foot on the gas, one's foot on the brake, one's foot on both the gas and the brake, right? You seen that double-minded person? They take 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. And they're like, I don't know why I'm still in the same state. You're in the same state is because you have not fully let go of your past. You have not fully given yourself permission to move full forward. You have not surrendered of things you cannot control. You're not focused on something greater than yourself. In karate, they teach you not to punch the board. They teach you to do what? Punch through the board, right? The solution is not punching the board. The solution is not to punch your problems or the people, right? I'm helping you. I'm saving your job right now. The solution is to focus on something that's greater than you. Focus on something that is above you, right? And when you have something that's greater than you that you can focus on, that's above you, what happens is it'll be easier to go through your problems. Do you understand what I'm saying? Easier to press through your challenges, your self-sabotaging behavior. But it is about the focus, guys. If you're trying to do and you're not first trying to be, you're going to frustrate yourself. You're going to frustrate your life. You're going to lose the war, even though you're winning battles. Oh, Sandra, well, I know how to fight. I know how to physically beat up people when they make me mad. Well, you won that battle, but you just lost your job and you lost the war. And you just invested and made a major withdrawal against your success. That's why it's important that you don't fix problems with problems. You have to know, what do you want? And I hope it's the best. I hope what you want is not just enough. I hope what you want is the more than enough, the most high standard, the most high perspective, the best. Because when you, again, make your focus, your laser focus on something greater, higher than you, it'll be easier for you to press through, break through, right? I have really great videos of my sons breaking little boards with their feet and breaking the boards with their hands, right? We did Tang Sudo together for a while. And that was the technique that they taught us. So here we go. Stress management techniques, right? Change your thinking, change your behavior, change your lifestyle. Guys, I just said it before, the success formula is the same as the solutions to eliminating stress. Your focus plus your practice equals your outcome. Focus on the best. Focus on something greater than you. Focus on what you want. And what happens is you will go through any obstacle. It's like if I said, hey guys, inside of my car is $1 million waiting for you. Let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to ask the right questions to find my car. You're going to have more energy immediately if I tell you that the solution is waiting for you. You're not going to say, but I feel tired. But the government. But the zombie apocalypse. We just make up all these excuses and these distractions to keep us from focusing on what we actually want. When you have a focal point and you know exactly what you want, you do what it takes to get what you want. Why a lot of people aren't successful? They don't have a focal point. They don't know. They have not given themselves permission to ask, seek, and knock on new opportunities to be the best version of themselves. So change your thinking, change your behavior, change your lifestyle. So reframe to refocus will recharge me, right? So reframing is a technique used in therapy to help create different way of thinking of a situation, right? Cup half full, half empty. I know some of you guys like, oh no, she's a Barney lady. She just wants to make everything unicorns and bubble gum. No. Let me tell you something. I'm a mama, all right? I'm tough as nails. I've been through a lot. I've built companies. I've lost everything twice. I've been married and divorced several times. What I'm telling you is not something that I think or that I read. I'm telling you what I have experienced and what I've helped other people experience. If you reframe your focus, it'll recharge you. Again, your focus determines what's functioning and flowing through you. It's what you're feeling what you're focusing on. I'm telling you, this thing will change your life if you exercise it, if you train your brain. And your focus comes from the internal questions on the inside of you. What questions are you asking? Are you asking, what if? Negative questions. But what if? But what if? No, even if I lose my voice, I'm doing this training today. I lost my voice on Wednesday after doing a training at USF. Even if I lose my voice, even if it's gonna cost me this, I understand the value of what's waiting for me. I understand that it's for me to be successful, for me to optimize myself and optimize my goals and what I want for the vision of all. I know that I need to focus on the mark, right? So the better questions you're asking yourself, the better your focus will be. Positive thinking is an optimistic attitude, and it's a choice. It's not a feeling. It's like a light switch. You choose it. Some of us have been just choosing to leave the light switch off. If I turn off all the lights in this building, and some of you guys have worked here for years, and you could probably navigate through here. But just because you can doesn't mean you should, wisdom says. Just because you can walk in darkness and walk in negative and stumble and bump into people and damage yourself and damage others, just because you can doesn't mean you should. The question is, where's the best? I know. It would be better if I turn the light on. It would be better if I exercise positive thinking, retrain my brain to see things in a more positive, solution-driven way. So there's the 4 A's: avoid, alter, adapt, accept, right? It just narrows down to fight, flight. There's so many ways that you can adjust to this. And here's, again, we're built different, guys. A strategy for me may not work for you. It is your responsibility to find out who you are and what you love and optimizing that. It is your responsibility to figure out, is it going to be better for you to avoid this situation, to be a leader and alter it, adapt to it, and say, this is an ant pile. This isn't a mountain. You got it, buddy. You got it, buddy. Let them win the battle so you can win the war. You got to see the bigger picture. Positive thinking. Forget powerlessness, dejection, despair, failure. Stress leaves us vulnerable to negative suggestions to focus on positives. So stress will leave you when you're focusing on the positive. Focus on your strengths. Learn from the stress you are under. Use everything as an opportunity to train. When you were born, you didn't come out the womb running and yelling. You did come out yelling, but you didn't start having conversations with the doctor. Good job, doctor. Thank you. Great delivery today. That's not what happened. You had to train yourself to lift your neck up, to hold your neck up. You had to train yourself to be able to sit up. You had to train yourself to crawl. You had to train yourself to walk. And eventually you train yourself to run. You guys are leaders. You guys have trained yourself. You guys are trainers. You've trained yourself. And what happens is people stop training themselves. They think, oh, I'm 18 now. I'm an adult. I don't need to develop anymore. Wrong. That's why some of your friends, they're still talking about, I hit 3 touchdowns back in high school. Dude, you're 40 years old, bro. You're 40. High school's over. It's been over for 20 years. That's it for you? The past is it? Those 3 touchdowns is all you want to talk about? Let it go. There's more opportunities and more victories waiting for you. But you have to look forward towards them, right? Change your behavior. Be assertive. Meaning be honest, guys. Be honest. Our success is contingent on how many quantity and quality, honest, uncomfortable conversations we're willing to have with our partner. When I say partner, I'm talking about with your children, with your boss, with your coworker, with your best friend. Be assertive. Let me tell you something. You're training people how to treat you. If you're like a little spineless little, oh, well, I'm a doormat, you step on me, you're training people how to treat you. Be assertive. Let them know, I'm the thermostat of my life. And today the temperature is 98.6. Step up or step out, right? There's circles of influence that you have, right? And if you don't set the temperature as a thermostat, you're gonna be a thermometer. What does thermometers do all day? No. It's too cold. It's too hot. This whiny thermometer mindset does not put you in a position to win. It's just gonna make you attract more thermometers. So now you'll see a pile of thermometers describing, whining about the weather. Oh man, negative Ned, negative Nancy, and that's what they want to do all day. Tell you how everything sucks, right? And they're draining each other. Each other are just making withdrawals. When you could be making deposits like a thermometer and say, hey, listen, this is the greatest place to work. And today I'm gonna be the greatest employee I can possibly be. Let me tell you something. That is so contagious and attractive when people know who they are, they know what they want, and they love how it's impacting others. Be organized. The ventilation, inhale, exhale. Use humor. Joy is like medicine to the soul, guys. It's okay if you smile. It's okay. It's contagious. You know, I know we can't see each other past these masks, but let me tell you something. You ever walk in a place and somebody just smiles at you real warm? Not creepy. No, like a real nice smile. They smile at you. You don't know why they're smiling, but you're like, wow. It just made you smile, right? So this is something that you can invest. This is something that you can invest in yourself and invest in your environment by being the thermostat, the leader in every situation. Equality and basic rights. The right to express my feelings, the right to express opinions. You have to give yourself permission for these rights, guys. And it starts with you exercising it with you. Practice with yourself. Practice in the mirror. The right to change your mind, the right to say I don't understand, the right to be you have to be honest. Be honest with yourself. You don't know it all. I don't know it all, right? I need you. I have blind spots, right? And as I get more and more emotion and movement, my blind spots expand, right? If you watch certain people, they'll get in a momentum and they don't mean any harm. They're just moving too much, too fast, and they stop thinking because the faster you're driving on the Autobahn, the greater your blind spot is. Do you understand what I'm saying? When you're sitting in your chair right now, you have a percentage of a blind spot. We all have blind spots. Be honest with that. Humble yourself and be honest with your coworkers. Hey man, this isn't my strength here. You help me out? I noticed that I can help you out in this area. This is how we build community. Community requires humility. We need to humble ourselves, right? The right to decline responsibility for other people's problems. You forgive yourself, forgive others. It's okay. They were not enough. They were just a resource. They were not your source, right? The right to make reasonable requests to others. Give yourself permission to do that. The right to set your own priorities. The right to be listened to and taken seriously. Assertive people respect themselves and others. They take responsibility for actions and choices. They ask openly for what they want and disappointed if want denied. And self-confidence remains intact. See, when you're secure and mature, you think different. You're not super sensitive. Oh, I had a phone call yesterday. I'm the new vice chairman for the Beaches Chamber of Commerce. And they called me. They said, Sandra, we want to know how to write your name. Is it offensive to you to call you vice chairman? I laughed. I said, are you kidding me? He said, yes, should we call you vice chairwoman? I said, are you kidding me? He said, yeah, we just want to know if you're offended by that. Let me tell you something. I was in the car business for 10 years, all right? And it was a very hostile environment, okay? And I was the number one salesman, I was internet sales manager for them. And I was consistently number one. Not every month, but most of the months, right? I have the plaques and the W-2s to prove it. And you cannot be super sensitive in that environment. They will chew you up and spit you out. They fired me the first day I got done with training. I asked them if I could get Sundays off to go to church, which I told them I needed that before I paid them $569 for training. And when training was over, I said, yes, can I go ahead and put in my schedule? I need Sundays off. That guy cussed me out. You know, car business, you got these huge towers, right? And I'm like this little 20-year-old girl. This is 20 years ago. I'm this 20-year-old. And I was like, yeah, can I put in my request for Sundays off so I can serve in the youth? And then that guy cussed me. I've never been so cussed out in my life. And he said, if you don't blankety blank pack your blankety blank, get out of here. You'll never make it in this business. Why are you wasting my time? Leave my tower. So I packed my stuff and I went to the bathroom. I cried, okay? And as I was leaving to go to my car, his boss found me and said, Sandra, where are you going? I said, I just got fired. And he said, no, you did not. I'm his boss. He's crazy. He's on drugs, literally. Go put your stuff back. You're fine. We're going to honor what we promised. But my point is, we can't be super sensitive, guys. I'm not saying you're not going to cry. I'm not saying you're not going to feel it. I'm not saying that it's not going to humble you, right? But I'm letting you know there has to be a level of backbone. I call it integrity, fortitude, to build whatever you're doing or who you say you want to be, right? You have to be in a place where you stand up for what your core values are, right? At all costs. So assertive skills, establish good eye contact. You know, don't be creepy, don't stare at people, right? There's pressure points to everything, guys, right? Like if I can't talk to you like this, that's fine. But if I talk to you like this, creepy, right? Like that's a different pressure point, right? Like you want to honor people on where they are, right? And this is a skill. This is a trainable skill to learn how to communicate and connect with people, right? Use proper body language. Good posture helps. You know, the healthier your posture, better breathing circulation. You'll feel less exhausted, less tired. It also builds high self-esteem. Thank you so much. You know, we want to get organized. The more organized that you are, the better that it will be for your thinking. The brain is lazy unless you train it, right? We're going to take a break very soon. So when it comes to time management, right, you want to make a list. What must be done? What should be done? What would you like to do? Cut out time wasting. Time is more valuable than any 7-figure income you're pursuing. Let me tell you something. Money comes and it goes. Believe me, I know, okay? I've built a few empires and I've lost it twice, all right? I'm actually rebuilding again. But when you value time more than money, and when you're on someone else's time and you honor their time and you honor your time, what happens is that builds value in their perception of you, and it also builds value in you, right? It is about bringing and building value, guys, right? So you want to cut out wasting time. When you're at work, work. When you're at home, enjoy home. When you're sleeping, sleep. Turn off your phone. Get the blue lights out of your bedroom, guys. Turn the TV off in your bedroom. Use your time strategically and intentionally. Respect the principle of time, okay? It's one of those principles that are unavoidable. But when you honor time, time will honor you. Things will work out in your favor. Do you understand? And one thing that I notice about successful people, they're very intentional with their time. Plan your day. Set achievable goals. Don't waste time explaining or making excuses for staying focused on committed success target. You guys know the vision of where you work. Study it. Share it with one another. Remind one another. Remind yourself what the vision is. Remind yourself what is the success target here. The more you invest in yourself, you'll have the energy to invest in others. It's backwards to try to exhale and give out something you don't even have yet, right? Invest in yourself. Not in a narcissistic way. I hear these people, I know my worth. I know my worth. Okay, if you know your worth, you'll invest in others, right? That's how you build value. This narcissistic movement that's happening right now, or everyone's taking selfies at the gym, but they're not actually working out. They wanna go and help the homeless, but not really. They wanna just let people know what they're doing. And they're talking about they know their worth. No, knowing your worth is when you're alone, you love who you are. You love what you do, and you love how it's impacting others. That's knowing your worth. Change your lifestyle. Diet. I know I'm getting on people's toes right here. Listen, listen. I know 80-year-old people. They've been doing this stuff for 80 years, and it don't affect them. Listen, maybe that's not your build. Maybe it is. I don't know. It is your responsibility to know what will develop you. Okay? And even if I told you what to do, you wouldn't do it anyway, and you would just avoid me next time you saw me. So you need to determine what is the best for you. You need to determine where the best is, and you pursue that with all of your heart, all of your mind. Benefits of exercise. Uses up, guys, you guys already know this. This lowers blood pressure. Come on, everyone's been telling you all your life. Exercise. Stay moving. Wake up early. Go for a walk. Okay? Decrease mental worries, increases concentration, increases productivity, increases clear thinking. Have you guys noticing a pattern? You do good, you get good results, right? Like, it's crazy, right? So here's again, we talked about the longitude and latitude. You got the performance, and then you got the pressure. Guys, you can determine how to optimize if you live a balanced life. Right? Don't live an extreme life. Extreme is when you function outside of the boundaries of what's healthy and functional according to your build, right? You need to determine what that is. Be prepared for changes. Find and protect time to refresh. Avoid giving into overly using different substances and chemical reactions, right? Sugar is a drug, guys. Sugar is a huge killer. I don't want you to think I'm picking on one person, all right? One, I don't know your lifestyle. Two, I'm an equal opportunity picker. You understand? Like, we all need to continue to train and develop ourselves. So, everyone has their kryptonite. Know your kryptonite. Replace it. That's how simple it is. Find your kryptonite, replace it. Be the hero in your story. Positive attitude towards stressful situations in life. Don't be complacent. Don't get too comfortable. Too comfortable is where dead people live. Uncomfortable is where training happens. Uncomfortable is where development happens. Use every stressful opportunity, every pressurous situation, and use it as opportunity to train. Okay, this is when I squeeze my shoulders together. This is when I this is when I stretch. This is when I speak those things that's why I said that to me. That's why I invested in myself today. Because I've been training, right? Training prepares you, right? Symptoms of stress. You guys know all this. Asthma, cancer, heart disease. The number one killer in the whole entire world is heart disease. A broken heart. A heart that has not, that's not free from the guilt and the stress and the pressures of investing in themselves, right? We're almost done, guys. So we know the causes of stress. Whenever our body is feeling something not favorable, pain is an indicator of pressure point, right? Pain is not necessarily bad. Pain is a neutral tool, like a gun is a neutral tool, right? Like a knife, like a rock, right? Cain killed Abel with a rock, right? We can't get rid of all the rocks, right? We just have to use some wisdom and use some self-control and understand our pressure points and use things for the best, to better people, to improve our situations. So there's acute stress and there's chronic stress. Again, that quantity and that quality of your practice is gonna determine the momentum rate, is gonna determine your increased blind spot, is gonna determine how far you're going in the wrong direction versus if you're going in the upright direction, right? So ABC, easy fix. Here we go. Awareness, balance, control, right? It's the ABC. Challenge and train yourself. It is your responsibility. It has been since you were born. We were all born in authority and under authority. Every single one of us. Whether you're the president, the CEO, whether you're the man of the house, right? You are responsible to train yourself and challenge yourself. Stay flexible and adaptable, right? The more resilient you are, like the Matrix. Dodge some bullets, guys. Come on. You right? They're coming. They're coming. Replace the negative voice to enjoy life more, guys. Just replace it. Don't talk about it. Don't try to figure it out. Don't overcalculate it. Replace it. Find your kryptonite. Replace it with the opposite. It's that simple. Stress reduction methods. Look at that. Listen to some good music. Dance with your children. Dance with your grandkids. Dance with your coworker. Dance with your boss. Meditation. Breathing exercises. Regular, proper nutrition, relaxation. Guys, come on. People have been telling you this all your life. I'm not here to tell you anything new. I'm here to stir up focus and a fire in you to give yourself permission to be the best, to give your best, invest the best inside of you. Count the cost and count it all joy. Isn't that funny? This little zebra, right? We're gonna blame something. Stop blaming others. Stop blaming things that you do not have control of. Get your power back by embracing your responsibility, embracing your portion, investing in what you can do, what you do have, right? Stress management, healthy living. Take sufficient rest. Guys, turn Netflix off, man. How many more of these movies and YouTubes and Twitter and what's the new one? TikTok, right? How many TikTok are you going to waste your time, right? How much of that? How much? This is wasting your life. And it's releasing dopamine. You're training yourself. This is what you need or what you think you want. But let me tell you something. Those 12 hours of video games, it was a false sense of accomplishment. It didn't pay a bill. It didn't develop you as a human being. It didn't develop your community. It didn't produce what you were designed to reproduce, right? So many things you can do. We're almost done. Refocus by inhaling and exhaling. Quality, qualifying questions. Questions determine your focus. Your focus determines what you function and feel. What you function and feel is going to affect how you strategically execute, meaning what you practice and that you bring out. So this is something that when we take a break, I want you guys to practice this. Breathe in and breathe out. Almost done. Be present and slow down. If you're at work, work. Be the best at it. Train yourself to optimize it. Don't get too comfortable. Oh, I've been doing this for X amount of years. No. Today's a new day with new mercies and new opportunities to optimize, to maximize, to empower someone else. Great you've been here that long. Mentor someone else. Train someone else. When you do that, that not only will build up everyone, the community, the corporate responsibility, but it also will release joy inside of you. And joy releases stress. It replaces it automatically and naturally. Stretch out and reach out. Tune into your body. Tap into your team. Guys, you need both. Together we achieve more, right? You have a support system. Don't neglect them. Don't avoid them. Learn something new about your coworkers. Honor them. Invest in them. It will benefit you and the community. The cure is core character development. These are my core values. Humility, integrity, and maturity. Totally relying and resting on humility, integrity, and maturity. Humility is staying honest and honorable, right? My success is contingent on the quality and the quantity of how many honest, uncomfortable conversations I'm willing to have with my clients, with my children, with my friends, with my business partner. If I'm not willing to be honest and transparent and sincere, this is a fake relationship, okay? Integrity is the backbone. Focus and practice core values. Maturity, covered and anchored for security, right? So you gotta have a foundation. You gotta have a nice backbone structure. And in engineering, your integrity determines how big and how strong and how high you're building. Whether you're building a physical building or whether you're building a relationship, a business, or whether you're building your integrity, whether you're building your legacy. It is contingent on your integrity level, right? And then maturity is what covers you, right? Just because you can doesn't mean you should, right? All right, guys, we're done. Pressure point management. Keeping it super simple to replace toxic stress with quick, fun exercises. New focus plus new practice equals new outcome. Thank you for your time.